So I've been doing a lot of heavy pulls and carries lately, and when I do, my middle finger on my right hand gets super calloused up. I got a bunch of scar tissue on the middle knuckle that causes the joint to get stiff when it gets calloused up like that. It always reminds me of a funny story from the time I almost amputated this finger between a bottle jack and a car frame. It was about 14 or 15 years ago. We just bought our first house. I was a mechanic back then. I used to do cash jobs on weekends for extra money. So one Sunday I had to change the wheel bearing on a Toyota Highlander. Cowboys game was coming up, so I was in a hurry. My floor jack had been leaking a bit of hydraulic fluid and wasn't working right, so I had to get the car up in the air onto stands. So I took a scissor jack, popped the car up in the air, and then I was going to take a bottle jack and screw the top of the bottle jack up as high as I could, and then finish it off with hydraulics to get the car up high enough to get the stands under. So the right front of the car is up in the air. I got the bottle jack under and I'm threading the top up, and the scissor jack collapses. So car comes slamming down and crushes my middle finger between the frame and the bottle jack. So my initial reaction is just to take my hand and pull it back towards me as hard as I can. So my hand comes out and I look down expecting half my finger to be missing, and to my surprise, my finger's still there, but all I see is bone and ligament. All the meat and skin is gone on the inside of my finger. So I wrap my finger up with paper towel, go get my wife, drive me to the hospital, down to emergency. So we get in to see the doctor, and he's looking at it. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to put this back together, but he's like, first thing we got to do is test this tendon and make sure it's still fully intact with no little tears or anything in it. So he asked my wife if she wants to watch, and she's like, yeah, sure. So he takes out a pick and yanking on the tendon, pulling it in and out like an elastic band. I don't know if it was the adrenaline or what, but she was fine seeing all the bone and ligaments and stuff in my finger. And so then he's like, okay, yeah, tendon's good. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to put this thing back together, but I'll come back in a little bit and we'll figure it out. So he leaves. A while later, he comes back, looks at it again. He's like, I don't know what to do with this, but we'll figure it out. Leaves again. Comes back a while later. It's like the third or fourth time he's done this. He's like, man, like I really don't know how we're going to put this back together, but he's like, you're in luck. Specialist is here from Kamloops today, and he specializes in hand jobs. So my wife and the nurse both burst into laughter, and doctor's face goes bright red, realizes what he said. I'm like, look, man, I'm good. I just need you to sew this finger back together. So it turns out I severed all the nerves around my finger, and all I was really concerned about was if it would work properly again. But he was worried that it was going to look terrible. There's going to be scars everywhere like a Frankenstein finger. I was like, I really don't care what it looks like. As long as it gets back to functioning again, I'll be happy. He wanted to wait for the plastic surgeon, but I was like, man, I don't care. Just put it back together. I'll be happy. As long as it won't affect the nerve's ability to regenerate. So he said, no, it shouldn't affect it that way. It just will look a lot worse. So I had to pull all the skin from the top back down and from the bottom back up and sew it all back together. So they sew it up, bandage it up, and then I got to go see the doctor in whatever it was, 10 days, a week, 10 days, whatever it is, to get the stitches taken out. So my wife goes with me to the doctor when I go to get the stitches taken out, and they take the wrap off. Doctor looks over at my wife beside me, and she's white as a sheet, about to pass out. So before they take my stitches out, they got to go get a juice box and a cookie and get her up on the examination bed with a pillow. So she gets to eat a cookie and a juice box, and I get to have my stitches taken out. Doctor didn't even think to offer me a cookie. Amazingly, I got full feeling back in my finger, functions perfectly. You'd never know anything was wrong other than the fact that it's got a bunch of scarring and scar tissue, but can't even hardly see them in the pictures that I put up there. But that's the story of the time I almost amputated my finger and the doctor offered me a hand job. That's it for the workout. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.